Good morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy doing and a little bit of life thrown in. This is my FlossTube number 82. It is Sunday, February 21st, and it is a very windy, blustery day. Well, actually, it's very pretty and beautiful outside, but it's very, very windy here in Southern California. We haven't had the snow and the freezing temperatures and everything that the rest of the country has been dealing with. Oops, excuse me, trying to adjust here. But what we have had, we've had temps like in the high 60s, low 70s, but the last couple of days it's just been super, super windy, which kind of like, you know, makes all the animals crazy and, you know, puts kind of like static in the air and stuff. My welcome mat, well, it's not actually a welcome mat, it's just a wipe your feet mat outside my apartment door has been blowing down the hallway. So yeah, it's just kind of windy here. I want to say welcome to anybody that is finding my channel for the first time. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you like what you see, want to hit like and subscribe, all that stuff. For all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and supporting me and sharing with me and buying me coffee. I have the link down below. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. If you want to go ahead and do the buy me a coffee, there's the link. It is not necessary, but it's totally appreciated. As most of you probably know, all my returning people, I'm still dealing with the emotions involved in my mother passing away a little over 3 weeks ago now. So I'm doing okay. You know, I think it's to be expected that I'm going to have moments of sadness and moments of emotion. Next weekend, I'm going over to spend the Saturday, as I do every other week, with my brother and sister-in-law, and we are going to go through mom's stuff. It has been quarantining in my brother's trunk. My mother did have COVID. She lived in a nursing home and got COVID, was asymptomatic, and then after a week was taken to the hospital, and that was the beginning of the end. It was only a couple days after that she passed. So when we got her stuff, well, of course we were slightly concerned about, you know, the COVID. So we were advised to have the facility bag all of her stuff up, like double bag it in trash bags, and then they put it directly into my brother's trunk. And it's been sitting in there for 3 weeks. So next weekend we are going to go through the stuff. She didn't have a lot, so it's not like, you know, it's not going to be hugely heart-wrenching, but we do have to go through her stuff and decide things that each of us want to keep, and then anything that we don't want to keep, whether it's going to, you know, be trashed or donated. So we're going to do that next Saturday. It might be a little bit emotional, but I'm going to get back all of her stitching and craft stuff that I've given her over the years. She had coloring things that she enjoyed doing, and I think that's going to go to the kids. I think Hudson might enjoy her huge carousel of crayons that I got her, because, you know, she was an adult coloring, so even though she enjoyed crayons, she, you know, wanted the nice variety. So I think that he will enjoy getting that from Grandma Roz. Other than that, I have to say this might be kind of a short video because I've been a bit of a sloth this week. I just haven't really wanted to do anything. I downloaded a game onto my new phone that I've just been obsessed with, and it's a huge time suck. And I think I like it because I turn my mind off and move dragons around. And and I think that it's part of a way of just escaping for me for the last week, that I've just been merging dragons and haven't really wanted to do much of anything else. I mean, I'm going to work and I'm doing my work and I'm coming home. I haven't really stitched very much, a little bit to show you, but really not a lot, and not enough for me to feel proud of my accomplishments, but you know, that's how it's just been this week. Yesterday morning, I made a huge list on my phone of to-dos for the weekend, knowing that I was gonna only do a fraction of it, and I think I have 26 things on the list or something, and I checked off 4 things yesterday, one of which was take a shower. So yeah, sometimes it helps me to just do that, and I'm being kind to myself and just letting myself be and do what I want to do what I need to do. And as long as I am feeding myself and my cat somewhat healthily, and my clothes are clean and my body's clean, that's about all I'm concerned with right now. So as I said, I didn't stitch a lot. I spent a lot of time just basically being a sloth and doing nothing. That's okay. I actually have a goal for the coming week. I want to make sure that I stitch, 10 stitches. I need to stitch every day, just because it's better for me when I do that. I feel more accomplished, and it makes me happy to stitch. It's just sometimes the actual starting when I'm in a mood like this is hard. So that's something that my goal for this week is, just to get a little bit more normal as far as stitching and everything. So let's see. I didn't have any new starts. I didn't have any finishes this week, obviously, because I barely stitched. I did get onto Zoom several nights actually this week with my sister-in-law Stacy and my friend Tracy, and we kind of did crafting, chit-chatting, and I did diamond painting with Stacy. And so I do have that to show you, that my diamond painting is coming along. So I'm down to here with the diamond painting. The mommy and baby. I'm being very drawn to mommy and baby things right now, understandably. But this is really coming along nicely, and I think it's gonna be really pretty. And I should get that done. If not in the coming week, then I don't think it's gonna take longer than 2 weeks. Especially if I get online and diamond paint with Stacy the way I've been doing. So that's one whip that I worked on this week. Speaking of Stacy, now I've mentioned before, the few people I mention all the time, so you guys are probably know them already. But I told you I taught Stacy how to cross stitch, and she is definitely a real stitcher now. I know she watches these videos, so she's gonna laugh because I'm talking about this. But she called me or texted me this week, and she was like getting a little bit panicked because she's working on her first big-ish one. I mean, she started with the Mario and liked it. I showed her how to do that. She decided, let me try on that, and if I like it, then I'll move on. And then she got a coffee pattern that I kitted up for her, and she's probably about halfway to 2/3 done with that. She's booking along, and she's loving it. So she called me this week, and she was like, I need to get another pattern kitted up, because what if I finish this one and I don't have anything else? That's like, she's panicking that she won't have something to stitch, which I just think is funny. So she asked me for some recommendations on where to look for patterns, and I told her places, but then she likes Etsy the best right now. She kind of likes the more modern patterns and everything. So she sent me during the course of the week like 7 or 8 patterns for me to look at if I thought she could do them. They were all technique wise simple. There wasn't not a lot of back stitching or half stitches or anything like that. But I did point out to her certain ones, like if they had really big blocks of color, that could be an advantage or a disadvantage. Sometimes that can get boring. Sometimes, it can be nice because you can just kind of do the outline and just do fill in. So it kind of depends on what you want. And then I was pointing out the differences in sizes and stitch count and all that kind of stuff. And she picked up 2 patterns finally. One of them's gorgeous. It's like this open book with these like flowy, watercolory colors coming out of it, you know. It just, I mean, it depicts the magic of reading. It's really pretty. And then she picked, when the kids wanted her to stitch for their bathroom minutes, a Dory from Finding Nemo, and it says just keep swimming. And that's one thing that she tells them all the time whenever they're like struggling with something or are getting frustrated. She's like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And so she says that to them all the time, so they really like that Dory one. So she picked out both of those patterns, and I went on 1, 2, 3 stitch and everything cross stitch, because and I ordered all the flosses and the fabrics for her, and are having them sent, and so she should get them by next weekend. So when I'm there, I also told her what to get on Amazon as far as like the floss cards, and just for my technique of kitting something up, and then we'll kit them up together next weekend, and she will have projects. So when she finishes the one she's working on, then she can decide if she's gonna start both of them or start one of them. And she chose, you know, the Dory isn't that big, but the book one, it's a good sized project. I mean, she's currently a monogamous stitcher, so it won't take her that long to do it, but it's like 290 by 200, something like that. I mean, it's not full coverage or anything, but she's jumping in and she's really excited about it. I'm super excited for her, and I'm so excited to be able to share this with her. So yeah, so that's something that I enjoy, and this may sound silly, but it's almost like it's a legacy. My mom gave the love of stitching to me. I'm passing it on to my sister-in-law. You know, who knows if Reagan is interested in it too. She kind of dabbles a little bit. She wants to kind of try things, and you know, and then she's not interested, but I think that it's there in the back of her head, and it's just, I really love that that is coming from my mom, and it's gonna spread into all of the people that she loved. So anyway, so that that's an exciting thing for me, that I'm being able to share my love of stitching with one of my best friends. You know, my other best friend, Tracy, she's not interested in stitching. She's interested in getting the stitching that I do for her. She loves it, and she thinks it's beautiful, and she's really proud of, like, I only sent her one, well, 2, but they're a set so far. I'm working on other projects for her, but she shows it off. Well, before COVID, when they had people over, she would show it off, and my friend made that for me, and you know, so that I'm really excited about that too. And I have awakened her craftiness. I've talked about this before. She's started a bunch of sewing projects, and she's reteaching herself how to knit. So even though she's doing things that are not necessarily the crafts that I am so enamored of, it's all tangential, and you know, so we're all being crafty together, which I think is great. I think that being crafty is really important. Anyway, okay, so on to what I actually worked on, and as I said, wasn't much. I showed you the diamond painting. This, I'm almost ashamed, because I showed you last week Baby Yoda only had this teeny tiny bit done, and I still didn't finish it. So I still have a teeny bit, that's just one color left to do. I will be able to finish that today. I'm going to finish it today. Hell or high water, this will be done. And then it just has a little back stitching around his hands and foot, and then I need to put my name on it. I was gonna show this in haul, but I thought it'd be really cool to get an octagon, one of the rubberized sort of hoop frames for him, and I ordered one, and it came, and do you see the problem? I didn't read it correctly. I think I was like confusing centimeters and inch, I don't know, but obviously this is not gonna work. So I went online and I ordered some round ones of this kind of thing, but I also got a black round frame, and they're both supposed to come tomorrow and Tuesday, so whichever one works best, I will put it in the frame, and probably I'll just hold off and I'll show it to you in the video before I bring it over to Logan, because again, he's not like in a super rush for it. But anyway, so Baby Yoda's close to being done. but I still was, as I said, a sloth all week and just didn't finish it. Okay, then I worked on Sweet William, just a little. This is from Realist. It's a kit. Comes with acrylic and wool thread. And it's done kind of on a 14 count fiddler's cloth, I think is what this is. And you probably can't see very much difference because there isn't that much. I think I worked some more up in here. But again, super pretty. And I pull these out and I'm like, I want to stitch on them when I'm sitting here talking to you. I just, you know, when I was sitting on my couch all week, you know, I've been tired. I've been not sleeping great. Just, you know, I think it's all just the stages of grief. And on top of that, I think I had maybe a tiny bit of a cold or allergies, definitely. The wind is kicking stuff up. I've had itchy ears. My eyes have been all sticky. My thumb hurts. I've been wearing a brace now because I'm falling apart, guys. I'm having some kind of weird arthritis, like right here in this part of my thumb. And so that makes it a picnic to stitch as well. And then, okay, and the last whip I worked on is Violet Nosegay. This is... This is a counted canvas piece, and I was working on this last night and I was like, I need to get this done, at least this section. Oh, I have it twisted. Okay. I almost got that finished, that section. But I also started on this green because I had it. What I tend to do when I'm stitching on these is I kind of park the threads. That's why you see these hanging here, because I know I'm going to be using them again, but I still want to do it in the pattern, so I don't jump around. I just park my thread and leave it hanging, and then, you know, when it comes up again, then I still have it attached. So I had a green thread that was kind of parked over here after I finished that outer square, so when I ran out of thread here, instead of pulling out the color to finish, I just decided to do the green. So that is Violet Nosegay by From Nancy's Needles. And that is it as far as whips. Yeah, like I said, haven't been very prolific in stitching this week. One thing I did do, I showed you guys this a couple weeks ago. This is the project that I want to do in honor of my mom. I think that when people are stitchers and something happens, somebody gets married, somebody gets born, somebody passes, we have a pandemic, our natural tendency is we want to stitch something that is in honor of that or a remembrance of that. I mean, I think that's just the natural thing. And when my mom passed, the first thing I did, I went on and I wanted to find a pattern that would just honor her, I guess. So in my head, it's for my mom. I mean, obviously it's for me, but it's for my mom. And I picked this because my mom, her name was Rosalind, and she was named after an aunt and a grandmother, Rose and Lynn. So she loved roses, cats, butterflies, purple. Those are the things that you think of when you think of my mom. So I picked this pattern, and I'm changing the colors of the pink and the rose to purples. And I decided that I wanted to stitch it with silk. I've used silk in counted canvas projects and everything, but I've never done a full cross stitch with silk yet, which is something that I wanted to do this year. I like trying new things. Like last year, I used black fabric for the first time, and I used linen for the first time, and I like doing things that I haven't done that before and try a project. So I hadn't done silk yet. It was something I wanted to do, and I thought that this would be the perfect way to use silk to do a full project in silk for my mom. So anyway, so I picked this pattern. I got a bunch of silks. I actually purchased all this like the day that my mom passed away. That night I was online and I was buying indiscriminately, let's just say, because I didn't want to think about it. I just put purple and green silks in my cart from a couple different sites, and then I figured I'd sort it all out when I got it. So I did pull out those silks out this week and pick the ones that I'm going to use. I'm contemplating between two fabrics. So I have this, it's an 18 count Aida splash in light green. And so I either am going to use this. I've also ordered I got this from an eBay seller, and the seller also had a Lugana splash in the colorway mint. So I'm not sure if it is, in the picture it looked a little bit more blue-green than this. This is more like an appley green, and the mint is more of a blue-green. And it's also an even wave, which might look nicer. So I haven't decided. I haven't gotten that yet. I should get it this week. And then I have to decide between the two fabrics, which one I'm going to do. So there's 3 greens and 3 pinks, which I'm going to use purple in the pattern, and then they both use a little bit of mixing, so you end up with like 5 greens and 5 purples because you mix them each with a white. So, and then the stitches or the words are a gray. So I pulled 2 colors for the words because I'm not sure. I really like this bright magenta color, and it's color I think my mom would really have liked. I might mix them for the words, but I'm not sure. If it doesn't look right, then I might just use the gray. I also decided I'm using 2 different whites. So I'm using a white that's like a hint of pink in it to mix with the purples, and a white that's called Hint of Mint to mix with the greens. So these are the 3 purples. And these actually all are water lilies. So I think that they're going to be pretty together. And then the 3 greens. And this white is called Hint of Mint. And then this is a light green. This one is hand-dyed by Rolanda. And then these 2 are Silks for You. So those are the 4 greens, and then the 4 purples. This white is actually called Opal. So I think those colors are going to be really pretty on this project. I think I'm going to start it on April 18th, which is my mom's birthday. And the other thing I decided to do, so on the chart, the words are always my mother, forever my friend, which is a very touching sentiment. However, it didn't feel right for me. I mean, when I saw this pattern, the rose and the always my mother, that kind of thing, it just completely, that hit it. But the always my mother, forever my friend, to me, and I know there's people who are like, oh, my mom's my best friend. I didn't feel that way. My mom was my mom, which is more important and more special to me. I don't know if that makes any sense. I mean, I have 2 best friends, and they are sisters to me, and that means so much. But my mom is a different category, and I wanted to say something different, so I'm going to rechart it, and I'm going to have it say always my mother, forever my heart. And I think I should be able to do that pretty easily. yeah, I mean, the words here is kind of like a weird cursive, but I think I can duplicate it for the in and heart, which are the only words that I have to figure out how to do. And I should be able to. There's an I and an N in friend, so there's the N, and then I'll have to make up the H, but I think I should be able to do that. And then the rest of the letters are, I'll be able to find in other letters in here to kind of figure out how to do them. So that was something I sat down and did one of the evenings this week, which was a little bit difficult to do actually, because it meant so much to me to do it, but it was a little bit hard to do emotionally. But I'm glad I got it done. I think this is going to be a beautiful project, and it's going to mean a lot to me to have it. And I hope that my mom is looking down on me and is enjoying it. So, okay. Other than that, haul. As I said, I have a couple pieces of fabric that are on their way to me, and that's all that I even have in the ordering process. I mean, I bought so much stuff over the holidays. I've really kind of shopped indiscriminately in the last month or two. So there's nothing that I need. I've kitted up, well, I haven't kitted them up. I haven't put the stuff together, but I have all the stuff to kit up Bellatrix, except for 3 flosses. There's one DMC and 2 Krynics that are out of stock. So I have that little notification thing to tell me when they're back in stock. So I'm going to kit up Bellatrix, and I think I'm going to stitch her. I'm going to start her maybe in April as well. And then I have all of the flosses to kit up the kind of monochromatic cat from Aida that I'm going to start in May. So I don't need anything else. And then I have this project for my mom. So those 3 projects in the next couple months is enough, I think, to start. And then I'm helping Stacy, which, you know, is not doing it for myself, but it's getting her started on projects. So, okay, so I don't really have a haul to show you. One thing I did wanted to say is, I showed this last week that it showed up from 123 Stitch, and I'm like, it must have been back ordered, and I don't remember. I've looked at this so many times, so that's why I thought I'd ordered it. I'm so silly. Jennifer from Stitching with the Waves, she had contacted me after my mom passed, and she told me she was sending me something from 123 Stitch, just as a little, you know, remembrance thing. And so I knew that was coming, but for whatever reason, it's like it didn't say anything on it. I guess there wasn't a way for her to put like a card or a, you know, a from a thing. And she forgot to message me and tell me, you know, exactly what it was. So anyway, this was from Jennifer. So it's a pretty little Mill Hill kit and little flowers, which, you know, and it's a basket of mums, which is kind of a silly pun, and I don't even know if she even realized that, but I just think that was kind of cute for remembrance of my mom, because it's called Mum Bouquet. So anyway, so I showed this last week, but I didn't give credit where credit was due. So this is actually from Jennifer from Stitching with the Waves. So thank you so much, Jennifer, for thinking of me. And thank you to everybody who sent me just such kind words of encouragement and love. And, you know, there's been a couple people who've really reached out privately and have been, you know, kind of above and beyond as far as thinking about me. You know, my friend Dawn from Arizona always is checking on me. Julie from Stitching at the Cabin has sent me some lovely messages. Amy from Sprinklestein Stitches, who I feel really, really sad for her. She lost her beloved cat last week, right after I said I was talking about it last week, and then I saw that she had posted something on Instagram that he had passed. And so I know she's had a really hard week missing him. And so my heart goes out to her. Julie lost her dad. We're all, Janet Jabber has reached out to me. So, all of these people, you find out that, FlossTube and the stitching community really is a very loving community. And when you have something kind of sucky happen in your life, there are so many people out there who are willing to give you virtual hugs and pats on the back and support, and it's really nice. A bit of kind of exciting news as far as my channel is concerned. Amy Obsessively Crafty did contact me. She had contacted me like way before the end of the year, and I didn't mention it because I didn't, it was kind of an up in the air thing, but she had contacted me to tell me that she was looking for reps for her small business. Mystical Diamond Art is her business, and she started out selling diamond paintings, but she is a stitcher. Actually, she's a multi-crafter, but she does stitch, and she has added cross stitch charts and cross stitch supplies to her website, and then she started, I guess, hand dyeing flosses. Excuse me. And I think she does like 5 colors a month, and she sends them out as like a club kit kind of thing, and then she sells the extras in her shop. But she was looking after the first of the year to have a couple people who would be reps for her, so that they could show the flosses on their channel and just kind of put the word out. And she picked Amy, the other Amy Sprinklestein Stitches is her best friend. In fact, that's how Amy Obsessively Crafty found out about me, was from Amy Sprinklestein. Amy Sprinklestein is going to be a rep. I think also Annie, the Joyful Stitcher, and then me. So she's got the U.S. covered, right? I'm on the West Coast, Annie's in Texas, and Amy is in New Jersey. So I think we're covering the map of the United States here. Anyway, so Amy did contact me last week, and she said that I was chosen, which is exciting, and she's sending me her range of flosses. So I will be able to show you guys that, and then I don't know all of the details as far as prices and how her club stuff works, but I'm sure she's going to tell me, and then I can let you guys know. And I'm really excited. I looked online, and her colors are really, really pretty, and I love hand-dyed flosses, and I love the fact that there's, a real person making this stuff. We talk all the time about supporting small businesses, and so I'm excited to be able to kind of rep for a small business that I would love to see be really successful. So anyway, I will have more on that when I get the stuff and get the information, but then I can tell you guys all about it, and maybe I'll start a small project just so that I can use those particular flosses and we can see how they stitch up. So I think that that's it for this week. Plans going forward, as I said, stitching every day is going to be really important for me this week for my mental well-being, and because I need to set that goal and do it. I'm going to finish Baby Yoda today, definitely, and then I'm going to work on something florally. I don't know what yet, but something florally this week or today, and then oh, and I want to work on Cats in the Rain. So I think that's what I might be working on this today. It's Cats in the Rain. All right. So thank you for bearing with me today. And I'm wearing my new Marie sweater. I don't know if you guys you probably have only seen the ears and her little bow this whole video. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope if you are someplace where it is cold and snowy, that you stay nice and warm and toasty with a nice fireplace or heating blanket, or snuggling up with somebody, with your cat, with your dog, with your significant other, whatever. If you live like I do in California, and don't let the wind blow you over. So have a great week, you guys. Until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.